This one's weird.
Listen, this is the episode where we learn that Yoshino is just a comic relief character now, and it works way better than I was expecting it to.
Yeah.
Listen,
So,
Yoshino's just defending the castle, and it's just
hold up.
attacked by, yeah.
Don't you want to do, like, your intro thing?
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah, welcome to the Anispective cast for, yo, what? I don't know if barrels can defeat Mega-level Digimon, but sure, why not? Actually,
Alright.
no, it really probably shouldn't, but whatever, it just knocked him over.
So, in Yakuza 0, there's a moment where Kiryu kicks a guy out a window so hard he almost goes with him.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah.
this scene reminds me of that.
Hello and good night. Got things to do. Alright, well, thanks
Later,
for the
man.
raid if nothing else. Later. Oh, man. She just smashes the bear. That's the thing. It's like it just starts off and it's like, oh yeah, attack on the castle. And it's like try and get in. And it's like immediately it's like Lalamon just tries to shoot its little like nut blast down, like its little bullet seed. And it's like it's freaking crying from the strain of it, like it's freaking out.
Yeah, and my thought is, why is Lalamon shooting it with bullet seed, and why is Yoshino attacking it with barrels? Why are you not evolved?
To be fair, I don't know if like Sunflowermon can get through that window.
She can go mega.
Oh man.
Rosemon would trash this thing.
Yeah. However, either way, the barrel plan seems to work pretty well until it doesn't.
Yeah. Like I said, Yoshino goes out the window with it, and Lalamon has to catch her.
Well, to be accurate, she catches her jacket.
Yeah, and then Yoshino slips out of the jacket, and Lalamon has to fly down quickly to catch her again.
Jeez. It's such it's such a surprisingly well animated, good comedic moment.
Yeah, this episode is so silly.
This episode is goofy as heck, and I love it. And it's just like it's nailing the goofy crap, but it also gets into like the serious stuff. And Cav nails that too. It's like, man, when did Yoshino become the like funny character that wacky hijinks happens around?
I think she's always supposed to have been. That's why she has like a catchphrase and everything.
I know, because it feels like she was always like the heart of the party up until the freaking Bancho Leomon mansion. And she has that moment where she's like, oh yeah, well, a Digi-Soul is, everyone just looks at her and she's like, I don't actually know. It's just a good little moment.
I mean, she can be both the heart and the comedy relief.
Yeah, but it feels like up to this point she's been more like the sort of like confident one that like cares and stuff like that. And then somewhere along the way they're like, you know what, this is interesting, let's change it up.
Yoshino's never seemed competent to me.
Well, yeah, but like, the text of the thing she's meant to be, you know? Like, she's meant to be like the, reliable, like, oh, she'll just, do the work or whatever. She can, like, handle herself, and, like, you watch the actual episode, and it's like, oh, she is not good at her job.
Yeah.
It's like, there's what she's meant to be, and there's what she actually is. And at some point, they're like, let's lean into that part more, actually. That seems more fun. But yeah, get into our discussion from the last episode. Yeah, character writing seems a bit inconsistent. Like, they just suddenly changed course and it's working better. So, you know what? Good for them, I guess.
Yeah. So Ivan shows up.
Yeah, Ivan, aka Mr. I'm going to just say that I'm really into a girl out loud and then be confused because I said it instead of thinking it.
Yeah, this guy's such an idiot.
Oh, man.
Like I don't think his whole shtick is funny. It's just weird and kind of annoying.
It's a bad bit, but then he evolves and they just do a different bit, as other bits are way funnier, I think. Because it's like, turns into freaking Bio-Spinomon, which is, it's just a Spinomon. It's just Spinomon.
Yeah.
It's like, immediately he's like, okay, yeah, then let's like throw down, yo. If I win, you have to promise to go on a date with me. And Yoshino's like, wait, what? No. And Lalamon's like, okay, yeah, bring it on. But if I win, you have to agree to never go near Yoshino again. And she's like, wait, what? No. And they're just squaring up.
Yeah, Lalamon's just like, no, I got this.
Yeah, Lalmon gets like really, really angry at this dude, and they're just glaring at each other, and Yoshino's like, what the fuck is happening? What is this? It's like, this is where we had introduced in several of Bio-Spinomon's iconic techniques that I'm sure everyone's going to remember for like generations to come. His like super iconic attacks, such as the I will hold hands in the park punch. And the I will go on a boat ride with you kick. And don't forget the all-powerful, ever so devastating I want to drink a sundae with you using 2 straws bomber.
So that's his new bit for a little bit at least.
Yeah, he's more obsessive and less just like a hapless idiot, and you know what? That works better. It's a better gimmick.
He also keeps calling Yoshino honey, and it's like,
yeah,
this guy, I don't know, this guy's kind of a creep. It's like, she said no, back off, dude.
Yeah, he really is. Holy crap. I think it's fine because it's like, it's only for one episode, so it doesn't really like overstay its welcome, and all the examples he gives for things he wants to do are all like super wholesome. So sure. It doesn't come off nearly as creepy as it could have. Like, yeah, they thread that needle.
Yeah, but it's still kind of weird. It's like, dude.
It's like they're edging the line. I'm glad they found something for Yoshi at this point. Yeah, because we've talked before on how it's like, oh yeah, they probably need to like change her character up a bit. This isn't quite working. And it's like, you know what? This works better. This works way better. I'm glad, like, I'm fine with Yoshi being the goofy, like, klutz that gets into weirdo misadventures. Man, they have a whole, like, fight, yeah.
Yeah, after he does all those moves and, like, Yoshino thoroughly rejects him, he's like, alright, fine, I'm gonna whip out, like, my actual signature attack.
Yeah. That's the thing, it's like, after he starts fighting seriously, like, Rosemon beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like, Rosemon just goes in and just gets it done.
Yeah, she doesn't take a direct hit, but she does take a bit of a hit and falls over, and it's like, no, I have to protect Yoshino and defeat this guy. And then she just goes all in with, like, all of her attacks and, like, just combos him to death.
Yeah. Well, not to death, but yeah, she beats him good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, okay, yeah. She does the combo first, and then she takes the big hit, and then the next one.
Yeah.
She wins with a Dragon Ball Z-esque beam struggle.
Yes, and it's, like, surprisingly good.
Yeah.
It's like a shockingly well-animated little beam struggle for the budget this show seems to have. Like, can I just, like, yeah, just straight up. Because I don't think we've seen this before, but it's like, hey, this is where we learned that, like, Rosemon has a move where she just takes off all her clothes and fires a Kamehameha.
Yeah.
And that's,
Well,
like, yeah, is what it is.
I'm trying to, like, it doesn't look, I mean, like, I know the joke is just that it's a beam, and so it's a Kamehameha, but I'm trying to think of an actual Dragon Ball Z attack that has more of this pose, but they don't usually, like, this would be more like a generic energy beam kind of shot.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, no, is this more Final Flash?
Kinda. The hands are a little
Kinda,
closer to
yeah.
like how like, but Final Flash is like completely horizontal. Like the hands are like
Yeah.
joined at the palm, basically.
The problem is that
Or
Dragon Ball
not the
Z
palm, but
actually
the
has a lot of, like, super, like, that's not super intricate, but it's, like, intricate-ish, like, iconic, very specific poses for its signature moves. Because, yeah, of course, you want them to be memorable. Like, the Tri-Beam, you know, the, like, Final Flash is pretty iconic. Burning Attack, the, like, big Orhead sword swing into the thing. Like Misenko, Kamehameha. Like, they have a lot of good ones. Death Beam, Death Ball, of course.
yeah, I think this would be, if there were any comparison, it would be closer to something like Trunks would do, because he seems to kind of have
Yeah.
he seems to have more straightforward like hand motions for his like launching his attacks.
Yeah, and the more of a martial artist they are, the more, like, intricate and, like, specific it gets. I feel like. Remember the time Goku did Kamehameha with his feet?
Yes.
Remember that crap? Why does he do
Yeah,
that anymore? That seemed pretty effective.
he used it to put a hole through Piccolo.
We took an arc where, like, Goku just is flying two dudes at once, and he's just holding one dude off with both arms, and he, like, just swings around, uses his feet, blasts a hole through another dude, and that dude is going to be Piccolo again.
Piccolo goes evil. He has to die.
Piccolo is being brainwashed. Don't worry, we can bring him back with the Dragon Balls. Oh,
No,
wait a
we can't.
second.
No, we can't. Oh, wait, no, you can. At this point, no. At this point in the series, Dende's the new Guardian. So
Okay, yeah.
Piccolo can die, and they'll retain their Dragon Balls.
They just shove a Senzu bean in his mouth, force him to swallow it, just comes out the hole. They're
Yeah,
like, oh no.
A Senzu bean will seemingly fix a hole in the chest. It saves Yamcha from getting a hole in the chest from Dr. Giro.
Jeez.
Like,
Oh,
Dr. Giro
man.
grabs Yamcha by the face and puts a hole through his chest.
What if the power of the Senzu bean isn't actually in, like, you know, digesting it? It's just in, like, breaking it open and letting it just, like, you know, flow through you.
Oh, it's definitely not through digestion, because a Senzu bean's effects are immediate. You swallow a Senzu bean and it activates. Goku is like crippled in the hospital after fighting Vegeta, and they bring in someone brings him a Senzu bean, and he's up the moment he eats it.
And they do the good Popeye the Sailor Man gag in the Dragon Ball Z Abridged series.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Just flicks it into his mouth, plays the music, he breaks the casts off. But yeah, this is just a fun episode. And we learned that Ivan has maybe the most sympathetic motive of all, because you see, he just really wants money. He just really wants money, though.
Yeah, but the reason he wants the money is to support his family.
And he's like, yo, I just did this for the money. And Yoshino's like, oh, you just sold your heart and body to science for money? And he's like, yup. I just did it for the money. Every part of it. Just purely for the money. Don't worry about it. Like, he's not even trying to win them over. He's just like, yep, yeah, no, it's my, yup. And she's like, oh, you evil monster. He's like, yeah, I'm the worst. Want to go out? Listen, like, dude needs to learn to step up his game. I feel like if he was just, like, at least try to sell her on this a little bit, then maybe she'd be more interested. You know, he's like, he's not particularly bad looking, you know, he's like a family man, he's like, just put himself through all this stuff to, like, care for his kids, yeah, those are respectable qualities.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's doing it for like like Ivan's lying on the ground and Yoshino finds a picture of like Ivan surrounded by all of his like siblings.
Yeah. And
And
let me
it's
just
like,
bring that up real
like,
quick, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Ivan's motives are sympathetic. He's still trying to genocide all of the Digimon, though.
Yes, but it's more understandable. He has
Yeah.
to take care of his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 siblings.
Yeah.
That we know of.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just kind of makes me question. It's like Yoshino could have been, if she had known this earlier, she could have been like, oh, she knew about the money thing like before she fought him. It's like, what if we can pay you more?
Yeah.
That's the problem with the hired goons is like we could potentially just pay you more than your current employer.
Well, could they? Because Toma, maybe. That's is done.
Sure, but I don't know. I feel like Toma, like, I know it's wrong to assume that he would go along with it, but considering the situation,
Yeah.
I think Toma would be like, it's like, hey, can we like you're totally like rich? Can we pay him like this amount of money?
I have the impression that it's like, oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing it for the money, and we're supposed to be like, oh, he's just this evil, like, he just cares about the money, and we have to stop him because he's so like, evil and manipulative. It's like, oh, we gotta stop him. He's just in it for like these really selfish reasons. He'll never listen to us. And it's like, okay, but if you actually said the thing, we could have worked something out.
Yeah.
That might be Daddy's might. Yeah, it might be.
You say that, but Toma's a doctor.
Yeah.
Toma has a doctorate. Like that, he is actually in a like. It's very believable that Toma earned his own money.
It'd be so fun if he was just says tragic backstory. And he's like, yeah, I need to feed my 9 siblings. And she's like, okay, wait, hang on. And he's like, Nani? And she's like, no, just wait a second, I had to do something. And he's just getting all like frustrated. And she just whips ass cell phone. She's like, oh, hey, Toma. And it's like he's busy carrying Nanabi away. He's like, what? And she's like, hey, can we just borrow like, 50 grand for a moment? Or some crap like, hey, look, listen, I had to pay someone off. Would that be okay to like, sign off? And he's like, sure, I guess. She's like, yeah, whatever cross paying, we could double it. It's
like, look, Ivan's doing this for the money. We can buy him off and have a fairly strong ally. I feel like Toma would be like, okay, sure.
Oh, man. She's like, what's Toma paying you? And he's like, $50 million. And it's like, damn it. What the fuck, Karada?
There's no way, yeah, but there's no way Karada's that rich.
Yeah. Listen, Karada found a way to cheese the lottery with Digimon, and he got very profitable off of that. He really knew how to abuse those Digimon for his own ends. Oh man. Listen, all I know is that Toma is a butler. He could probably afford it. He could sell his butler. He could go without it,
Toma Toma flew to America to do like Digimon studies or whatever. Like he seems to just travel. Like the first shot we
Yeah.
see of him coming into the series is he's flying into Japan from America, I guess.
Man. Yeah. Or like
Like
Europe, I think. Something like that, yeah.
Toma's got enough money that he could just like freely what's the word I'm looking for? Not freely, but like he just fly all over the world whenever he wants.
Ivan just starts crying. He's like, "Wait, you mean I can be a good guy? I don't have to kill anyone? Oh, this is incredible. Oh, thank you."
I mean, essentially, yeah. It's just like, oh, it's like, don't you feel? Yoshino's like, don't you feel bad at all for having to like kill all these Digimon? And he's just like, I'm being paid to do this. That's not my position to like question it or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like, so it's like he might not actually want to be doing what he's doing, but the pay though.
There's also another aspect of this I do want to point out. Cause it's like, yeah, you look at this guy, it's like, alright. Ivan is like, he's clearly like a foreigner, I think. He's
Could
really
be.
effing built, and he's dressed very, like, pragmatically, you know? Like, maybe it's just me. I have the impression it's like there's an implication here that he might have been, like, an actual, like, mercenary for, like, real wars.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Like, it really comes off after this, like, oh, was he, like, actually, like, a soldier for hire? And Kurata was just like, oh, yeah, whatever, I need a guy to turn into a monster. Hey, which strong people can I get that would be, like, willing to do this?
Karada just hopped on the dark web and is like, where can I find killers for
Yeah.
hire?
Yeah, he's like, his facial features, like, they seem very, like, Germanic, you know? Like, it seems like they could come from, like, Germany or, like, you know, he might be, like, Dutch or something like that. Like, there's buildings in the background, but I'm not good at, like, architecture, really pinpoint them. But
Is
it's like,
Ivan
yeah,
is Ivan typically a Russian name?
maybe? Oh, he could be Russian, that makes sense. I don't know, I feel like that checks out. It's like I feel like even like going back to my initial thoughts of him. It's like looked at his character. I'm like, oh yeah, he feels like a Gundam antagonist. And it's like think about yeah, a lot of like people in like the whole like Xeon Principality are like specifically drawn to have like very like Germanic features because it's a whole like World War II, World War One thing that they're like taking inspiration from aesthetically. Like it's like not a huge stretch to say that like the Zaku's are very much like made to look like like German military troops aesthetically in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yeah, that does actually make a lot of sense now that I think about it.
Ivan is a boy's name of Slavic, Russian, and Hebrew origins, meaning God is
Okay, yeah.
gracious.
I'd believe Russian. Russian sounds right, Russian seems very accurate. Cause like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's huge. And that's like a big like trope, I think, that's like, oh, in fiction stuff, Russians are just like these massive jacked like supermen.
Big dudes, light colored hair.
Yeah, Zangief. Yeah,
Zangief, well,
exactly.
yeah. I mean, Zangief has like brown hair, but
Yeah, but you know what I mean, yeah.
yeah, I get it.
Oh man. So yeah, anything else we really have to say out this one?
Uh, Not really. Oh,
Oh
wait.
yeah, except for that R thing.
Yeah, so while all the fighting was going on, Karada's men were planting bombs all around El Doradimon.
Well, the ending, yeah.
Yeah, almost forgot. And Toma notices, like, he arrives at the battlefield and notices at the last second. And by that, I mean the last 30 seconds where he might have been able to throw a few of them into the air with Mirage Galgamon.
Mirage Galgamon, throw these bombs into the sky. High!
and then shoot them. It seems like there's a bunch of them around Eldoradimon, and they create the big portal. Like, if you get rid of some of them, this probably wouldn't work.
Last time I'm gonna self-promote, yeah, watch the new dub versus sub video I put up if you want to see a direct example of him doing this exact thing with something way larger than a bomb.
Since the giant turtle to the human world, what is Kurata planning? I don't know. I do not know.
Is this some reversed Mayan prophecy where instead of having the world on a turtle's back, he's putting the turtle on the world's back?
Because he drops surely he planned where he was gonna drop him, and he drops Eldoradimon into the ocean.
Yeah, he drops him right next to, like, where the DATS headquarters was, and, like, the harbor. Like, you can see the tanker. The tanker returns.
Yeah, I guess I can imagine what the plan is. He probably has like some Gizmon waiting there, and they're going to attack at the beginning of the next episode.
So hear me out. I feel like the plan is probably very straightforward. Hey, we're gonna drop Digimon to the human worlds, and what happens next? Well, of course, every one of the heroes is gonna, like, go with the thing to protect it and stop it, and then we close the gate and we don't have to deal with them anymore. Time to wipe out the rest of the digital world.
Well, that's not it, because Kurata has stated previously that he wants to get Eldoradimon's data.
Yeah, I guess that's true, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there is more of this than I'm thinking. Because my assumption is just like, oh, he's getting rid of the problem.
I feel like what it is Belphemon is in a lab in the human world, and it would be quicker and easier to get the data to it from there. And that's why it's right next to the DATS headquarters.
That kind of makes sense. So it's like, maybe he has some way to remotely, like, siphon the energy or something.
Well, like I said, he probably has some Gizmon waiting there to attack.
Yeah, maybe it's like, okay, let's just take it down right now. And, while Masaru's trying to stop us, we'll just keep them busy with the Gizumon, and then just, bring the data over to just get Belphemon ready ASAP. Because I'm sure at this point, Kra realizes that it's like, everyone has megas. Like, the heroes are becoming a problem. He needs to one-up his game now.
Yeah, and 2 out of 3 of his hired goons are down.
Yeah. I feel like even before this, he was probably thinking of doing this. Because it's like, I'm sure he realized, like, okay, the Bao Digimon are just kind of like a stopgap solution. They're not gonna fix this. They're not gonna win this fight, Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. That logically checks out, I think.
Yeah, when the Nanami and Ivan go down, Kurata doesn't seem too bothered by it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eldoradimon falls through the portal and into the human world, lands in the ocean, and that's the end of the episode.
Did you see the next episode preview?
No.
Do you want to hazard a guess to what it's gonna be?
I don't know. Are they gonna, it's like, oh, we're stuck in the human world.
Is like Masaru versus the Birdman is exactly what you think it's gonna be.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, of course.
Although I do want to point out, there's a moment in this episode where, like, freaking, what's the kid's? Ikuto, yeah. Freaking Ikuto does fight him with Yagurasumon for a moment, and for a second I'm like, oh hey, are these two gonna get matched together? And it's like, well no, of course not, it has to be Masaru. But yeah, for a moment it's like, hey, we could have Bird Battle, that could have been cool.
Until Ikuto gets Falcomon's Mega, he kind of feels like a side character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Also, yeah, worth knowing, Yagurasumon just wrecks a Gizumon XT, which is, like, just another notch on the thing of, I guess these things are just way weaker now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we kind of glossed over it, but throughout these couple of episodes, like Masaru and Ikuto have been trying to get to Kurata and beat him, and like they're just constantly fighting Gizmon XTs, and eventually they get to Kurata, and when they get to him, Kurata escapes.
Yeah, because of course. He's such a good villain. He's such a cowardly little like sniveling, you know?
Yeah,
He's so immediately punchable. I love it. And you know we
and like
gotta punch him at some point. You know it has to happen.
Kurata needs to get punched. Also, I just the continuation of English, where he's just like
Yes.
where like he's flying away on a Gizmon, and he's like goodbye.
It's showtime. I love it. Oh, it's so good.
Speaking of English, we get a little bit of Gawapamon, and he does a yeah, like I don't know.
Man, I feel like I'm not as big of a fan as Grappamon being like a champion level. I love his vibe though. Grappamon's vibe is immaculate.
I love the personality Gawapamon has.
Yeah, more Digimon need to just come out and be like, "Oh yeah."
Well, they did that. So they did that with Amphimon.
And it was great.
Yeah.
And it feels like they did many other opportunities to do the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, humans, really cool, yeah. What was the line?
I mean,
I think it was something like that.
I don't remember.
Probably not that
yeah.
broken, but yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. But yeah, that's savers for this week.
Yeah. Oh man, this is good. I'm excited for this. I feel like next week's gonna be a good one for this show.
Yeah. I'm still invested. These are pretty fun episodes.
These are good episodes. They made me care about some lame characters, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.